just hold it head and ball. And them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher eyeing she daughter, son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for he and them bad boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't draw she no circle. Where will it all end? Only time could tell. Outside the siren keep howling, inside your belly will growling. Police raid very often, Simpson measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping, next night is a weight that you're keeping. So you're praying to win the lotto, not to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, hear them pleading. Crying, voices from the ghetto. A hand to us, Lord. We are not a forgotten people. Hear our prayer. With dented pride they soldier on. Revolutions bait politicians born. And often their tragic story brings a journalist glory. No wonder they view the world with scorn. From since the day they born, some call them rebels without a cause. These social victims of unjust laws, but yet they christen the heroes renegades, desperados, forever knocking on heaven's doors. Hear me? Steel band music shatters the silence, harmony to conquer the violence. Big men run when cops approach, fighting for scraps with the cockroach. Young Turks, they're tough protecting, almost every young girl expecting. So tomorrow begs the no borrow, there'll be another voice from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, oh, crying, yeah. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, pity call, mama. Crying, pity call, papa. Crying, voices from the ghetto. Social amenities, Lord, heaven knows. Opportunities, well, them always close. Can't get work once it white collar, so if you can't stretch your dollar, it's later for you crack or smoke your pipe. You're sure to dead from gripe. Life does rape dignity and pride, till there's only bitterness left inside. And every day is a hustle, arguments are settled with muscle, till you're 6 feet deep by 3 feet wide. Children through life keep on drifting, it's something they're smoking or sniffing, or maybe they're trying to forget this life of misery and regret. No one to come to their rescue except Capleton and Buju, so they boom boxes the Lego to drown out voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, Lord. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying. I was born on
from the ghetto.
Trinidad Rio.
Merry New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is straight, die-hard, genuine, authentic Kaiso. And this is how the story goes. I went to public utilities and tell them disconnect them facilities, cause me want them. I tried to contact the ombudsman, but never in office. Are going to file me an injunction on the public service. Cause every time a heavy rain fall, I me don't have no current at all. They spoil me TV, they spoil me fridge. They nearly kill me with low voltage. Now before they make me a lunatic, I'm going back to basic. I'm going and get a flambeau and lamp with wick. I'm going back to basic. I call me fans and I call me friends to let them know that if they have a message to send, tell Tempo. And if they come home and then you see me, tell me neighbor, or get a pen and a writing pad and write a letter. Cause PSTT does make me weep. Gone are the days when old talk was cheap. I make a phone call to Talparo and I get a phone bill to Mexico. Oh my lad, before they kill me and kill me quick, I'm going back to basic. A piece of malling and two climpan wouldn't do the trick. I'm going back to basic. I went and buy me a motor car for my own comfort, because I can't take no more torture waiting on transport. But all them potholes and all them bump, me car ain't able until they invent a car to jump. Well, I go travel. I beg the Lord to please put a hand, touch the hearts of this spare parts man. I used to have a raise in the bank. Now every cent gone in me gas tank. Now I prefer roller with piece of sticker. I'm going back to basic. Or buy a 3-speed bike, go in tick tick tick. I'm going back to basic. Now the only competent source that really working is when you can't pay your bills on time. They come cutting. Incompetence and disregard, ain't no humor. Cause the situation is sad for the poor consumer. The word wassa does give me gripe. I ask for water, they can give me pipe. I can't even get me clothes to wash. Me toilet full and can't even flush.
Afternoon to each and every one. Welcome to Facts, Not Fiction. Let me apologize. Last week, we had to forego the show last week because of for unforeseen circumstance. But nevertheless, we will try to be here every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. sharp. Very well. We are in the planning stage of roving through the length and breadth of this country. We are in the planning stage, and I give you the assurance that you will have your say on this program. This program, we deal with facts. We deal with it whether you like it or not. The facts is the facts. That is what we deal with. Whether you appreciate it, whether you speak negative towards it, that is what democracy is all about. So you will have your say as time goes on, as we begin the roving series throughout this country, giving you a microphone where you would be able to speak your mind, say it as it is, state what it is, and we can move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, my intention today was to deal wholly and solely with a serious matter that would affect the taxpayers of this country. I will share some information with you this afternoon. And I want to ask, if you didn't know, now you know. And I borrow that from you know who. We are going to share some information with you this afternoon that is mind-boggling, that is country-destroying, that the children of this future, the children of this country, the future generation, will pay a significant price for what I am going to reveal to you in just a little while. But I want to deal with a subject matter first. Ladies and gentlemen, I took the time out. I postponed my pie, my kalalu, my red bean, my stew chicken, and my salad. I postponed it this Sunday to ensure that I am a part of the anniversary celebration that occurred at the United National Congress head office. I postponed that meal and we journey from Labre, from Palo Seco, from other areas, Point 14. We journey to our headquarters. And let me tell you something. It was so disappointing to me when I heard what I am about to ask the producer to play into your hearing. Producer, run that clip.
And those who seek to disunite us, dismiss, disregard, and disrespect them.
You're supposed to be taking to them. You're supposed to jump over the fence, run up into their house, hold them, and deal with them seriously.
And those who seek to disunite us, dismiss, disregard, and disrespect them.
You're supposed to be taking it to them. You're supposed to jump over the fence, run up inside of the house, hold them, and deal with them seriously.
What is the difference? What is the difference from the words that were uttered by the chairman of the party that I belong to and that of Julia Davy? I want you to tell me what is the difference. That is what I want you to tell me. What is the difference? Let me tell you something. In that same statement, where the chairman of this great party was speaking out and encouraging unity within the same breath, within the same statement, which I considered to be an oxymoron, with the same breath that the chairman of this party is asking for unity, in the same breath, turn around and tell members of the party that they must dismiss, that they must disregard, and they must disrespect. Who? Dismiss, disregard, and disrespect who? I want to tell the chairman tonight that I am so disappointed. I am so disappointed with that statement on a national platform. And I know Mr. Dave Tanku very well. I know him very well. And I, within all the discourse that I would have had with the chairman, I have never seen this level of arrogance with all the discourse I had with that chairman over the years. I don't know if someone had him a speech and without vetting that speech went on to speak that level of garbage. That level of garbage. I don't know if he was just handed a document and he read from that document. But I have never encountered such level of arrogance ever, period, with the chairman of this party. Dismiss, disregard, and disrespect. Is that the standard that we want to set for the country to follow? We have not yet reached the stage of being fed up of that behavior, even from the primary school level, where dismiss, disregard, and disrespect seems to be the order of the day. Is this the legacy that we want our children to follow? Our young boys and girls? My son, your son, my daughter, your daughter. Is this the level of arrogance that we want to display in our society? Is that the breed that we want to breed in this country? We want to breed a group of individuals, the future generation. We want them to grow up to dismiss, to disregard, and to disrespect. Is that the new norm, ladies and gentlemen? Is that the new norm in our society? My 12-year-old son, Omar, I teach Omar Roberts the opposite, to dismiss, disregard, and to disrespect. Each teacher within the Sipra Union Presbyterian School, where Omar attend, will tell you that Omar, the key watchword is to have respect, not to disrespect others. All of us are members of the UNC. All of us, whether people like it or not, whether I'm an East Indian or whether I'm an African, all of us belongs to the same party. And I would never believe that a call for election will send us down this road that we now choose to travel on. I would never believe that. I will never ever believe that a call for election would send us down the same road, the road that we were condemning recently when we heard that statement. The statement which purports that came out from the mouth of Julia Davy. We condemn that statement. We beat that statement. And today, this is the road that we want to go on. That is the road that we want to go on. I must say that I am quite disappointed, because in all my discourse, I always utilize respect for others. Always utilize respect. That is something that I will never dismiss, and that is something that I will never disregard. So I am saying, this language really shows us the need for an election. This language really shows me the need for an election. I am disappointed, Mr. Chairman. Very much disappointed. Well, I ain't going there this evening. I want to give everybody the time, because they have some rights, and when that time reach, I will exercise my rights. But I am so disappointed that this is the level, this is the playing field that we want to play on. I expect every member of this party, whether an election is in the air or not, to demonstrate that level of tolerance, that level of respect for each other, and also to remember that all of us belongs to the same party, whether people like it or not. You know, I was called for an interview this week, Archie, and they wanted to send me down a particular road. They wanted to send me down a road as a black man within the Indian-based party, as the host of the show put it. They wanted to send me down that road. And I desist from that road, because I consider myself, Archie, and every member of this party, I consider us as equal. I consider us as human beings, and it matters not to me what race or religion or ethnic background that you come from. It matters not to me. It is one team, and it's one common goal that we must fight. And the common denominator in all this here is not each other. The fight is not about each other, which I see members of the party trying to advocate and to push that idiotic ideology. The fight is not against each other. The fight is against the PNM. That is where the fight lies. That is where the fight must be. My fight is for good governance. My fight is for democracy. My fight is for the future generation. And I don't care who told them mash in that fight. Because this country doesn't belong to us only. This country belongs to the young man and woman. This country belongs to the young generation too. We speak and we preach. And when we open our parliaments, or when we have statutory meeting, we always stand up and sing. Every creed and race must find that equal place. But it seems as though that our national anthem is just a farce in this country. It seems as though we speak what we do not believe. Because when we speak to every race and we speak to that equal place, we are speaking to all manner of men and women in this country. So I am not going to go down the road in sowing the seed of disunity. I am not going down that road. I am not going down the road, ladies and gentlemen, to sow any seed whatsoever that will cause what we are seeing existing in this country, the hate for each other, the hate for mankind. We are seeing enough of that on the streets with the violence that is taking place in this country. So I just want to tell the chairman that tonight,
And those
that I am disappointed
disunite
with
us,
that
dismiss, disregard, and disrespect them.
We're supposed to be taking it to them. We're supposed to jump over the fence, run up inside of the house, hold them, and deal with them seriously.
Chairman, your speech started off so well. To end up on the road, to ask the membership of this great party to dismiss and to disregard and to disrespect people. I don't care what context people try to dance it and put it in. But I could never see Victor Roberts standing up on a platform of any level and ask the audience to exercise that level of arrogance against their own members. Against their own members. No, I will not accept that. I will not tolerate that. And whoever have a problem with that, that's a matter for you. But when these ugly utterances are being spewed in the public domain, I am going to condemn it. We have to rise above that. I have seen internal election. I could go back on videos, I have seen internal election that was so distasteful. People spew all level of disrespect against each other. And you know what that does, ladies and gentlemen? It creates a level of animosity within the hearts and minds that sometimes people smile with you and have you to believe that all is well. But the truth and the fact, the smile, they just waiting for the opportunity to saw your neck off of your body. That is what that do.
And those who seek to disunite us, dismiss, disregard, and disrespect them.
We're supposed to be taking it to them. We're supposed to jump over the fence, run up inside of the house, hold them, and deal with them seriously.
You tell me. So I rest that case there for now. I rest that case. But as things develop, and the continuance call for that internal election, I would expect men and women will conduct themselves with a level of decorum as we move forward to make this party a stronger party in order to have a stronger TNT. So I rest that for now. There's some others, but I could let that pass. Those who try to make people believe that the founder of the party couldn't full classroom and all that kind of idiotic talk, I could let that pass, because as far as I'm concerned, there is some people who just want to be relevant. But I cannot allow my chairman, I cannot allow my sitting chairman of the party that I belong to step out of line publicly and not deal with it publicly. I wouldn't tolerate that. You know, there's a passage of scripture that speaks to the deacons and the elders down in the book of 1st and 2nd Timothy, especially chapter 3. And within that passage, the scripture says that those who sin openly must be rebuked before all. You know why? Because the scripture was not trying, but the scripture was demonstrating that when you hold the office of a deacon or a bishop, that you are expected to lead an example that the flock, that the other people will follow. That is our announcement passing there. That is what the scriptures would expect of those who in authority to lead by example. And when they fall short, the scriptures say that you must deal with them publicly. And why you must deal with them publicly? So that others who come behind and those who hold the authoritative power will know that you are expected to conduct yourself within a particular way. And this is what I will expect from my chairmans, from my members of parliament, from all who sit in authority. I will expect that things would be done in the way it's supposed to be. Elections, I consider it to be the silly season, you know. I consider election to be the silly season. Because that is the time you just hear the most amount of rubbish coming out from educated men and women mouth. Most amount of rubbish you just hear. Men that stand up on big platform and spit up in the air and expect that they go fall behind the back. Only to realize that when you spit in the air and you watch up, it will fall in your face. We must not fall prey to these things. We must not fall prey to that level of behavior. My job as an activist in this country is to hold everybody to account to the highest level of dignity. That is my job. You're in public office, hold yourself high. Let your example be spoken of by the little 12-year-old children in school, because what the politician utters, we see the behavior of that. We see a prime minister who behaves arrogantly on so many occasions. And what we see I sit down on the same program and I say, I don't want my son to allow Keith Christopher Rowley to be a role model for him. I said that. I tell Omar Roberts, that man, conduct and behavior, he must not be your role model, because I don't want Omar to behave like that. I want Omar to behave in this society as civilized, as a civilized child, as a civilized individual. We must be able to go through all our contests with fair words and fancy and nice speeches, captivate the minds of the people, not by that type of behavior. I have seen the Prime Minister behave in this country in so many different ways. Buff up journalists, shout out. The last I saw, he was on a program, was about a PNM program. And some one of these ladies disturb him. And I say, my God, what kind of behavior is this? Hello, I am not going to take that here tonight. You're disturbing me. No. I'm not tolerating that at all, period. I'm not tolerating that. Especially women, and I comment a serious thing that's now. Especially women in this country. Especially women in this country. We have to respect our women, you know. Equally, our women have to respect us. But I am not going to go down that road. We have an election that is due. And when the election is called, all of us must conduct ourselves as responsible people and do not allow our tongues to get loose, because what you say have a way of affecting you. You know why I don't respond to people on Facebook? I don't respond to people on Facebook when they say, Victor Roberts, are disappointed in you, and at this and at that, and you're this and all that kind of idiotic talk. That doesn't interfere with me. I don't respond to that. You have a problem, you type what you feel. You put what you feel on Facebook. But rest assured that there is some people will hold you accountable for what you say on Facebook. Rest assured, you know. But I don't respond. You know why? Because that have a way of bringing out the animal in you, that you will say things that you have to regret. And as a politician, or they take warning, you know, as a politician, things you say today will come back at you next 10 years. Take warning. Things you say today will come back and bite you. One of the words that I don't like is sorry. I just don't like that word. So you know what others do? Others watch where I walk in, because I want to mash somebody. Because if I mash them, I had to say sorry. I had to apologize. I will talk to my wife in a particular way, even though I am angry of something. I will speak, and she say, no, right there, you know. She right there. I will speak to her in a, well, there's only one. I will speak to her in a particular way, because let me tell you something. That woman make me say sorry a couple times. And you will never believe the pressure I had to go through. Because unless that sorry come out, I have nothing to get. And let me clear that. I'm talking about tea, breakfast, and dinner. See, she laughing? So I just be very careful of what I say. Even to friends, because you see, sometimes when you say things to a friend and it come across the wrong way, it's real trouble to fix that. You go back and you tell the friend, boy, here what happened, now, sorry, boy. And you make an excuse why you say what you said. But the problem with that is while you may just say that and feel all is well, the hurt and the pain and the agony that you cause to that another individual, things seldom doesn't really come again as it were. There is always a level of resentment. So let we fix that, people. Chairman, let we fix that. Let we be the big man here. Let we be the big woman here. Leave all that idiotic talk for them bloggers on social media. Some of them activists who getting paid to type all them dotishness that they just type. Leave that for them. Let it type that. Let somebody sue them. Let somebody do what they have to do with them. But let us not fall prey to that behavior. Let us control ourselves while we speak. I know everybody campaigning, everybody campaigning in their own way. But a word to the wise is sufficient. Let me move on to what I come to deal with tonight. Let me move on to what I come to deal with tonight. I saw a video with a man whining and dancing. And I tried to wonder what could have this individual so happy with all that is happening around that individual. Archie will play just now. I saw this man prancing and dancing and rolling his belly and he bawling how he loves people. I try to wonder why. Archie, if you had that clip close by, play that clip for me and let the country know who I'm talking about.
The first start, this is for Dr. T. Crowley and the youthful and impeccable Scotland, we call it. I'm celebrating the PNM celebration now. So I just give my love it. You can give my love, give my. If you're not here, well, you might not be my wife. And Rowley, you doing it? I'm talking to Rowley, keep going, Rowley. Yeah. I love what they like. Home, love, fun. And the next come out to celebrate the claiming of the PNM candidates and of PNM people. What is the mind like this? Study by what? What keep? What nonsense? Oh, it's been the out of the mind. But now, who do you want to claim? Celebrating. Ready to be in it. Ready to be in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wonder, throughout the ordeal with this fake oil scandal, I want to know how all this could be happening. All this investigation going on and auditor report and all that is happening. And I am wondering how an individual is able to wine and dine and how he could love Rowley so much and how he could love Stuart Young so much and how he could love them as hog love mud. Let me tell you something. I am a pig farmer. And when somebody could utilize an illustration to prove their love to two men, Rowley and Stuart Young, like this man did. I mean, express that love for these two men. I love you like how I love mud. Let me tell you something. I will bathe my pig and them now. And make a mistake and let them go archie. You see, right where all the water going where I just bathe them from. Them pig going down inside it. And roll and have a time. And when they come back and time to pen them up now. I just start my pump. And pull water out of my pond and bathe them again. And when I see this man demonstrating how we love these two men, Rowley and Stuarty, with all that was going on surrounding that, matter in the hands of the court, matter in the hands of the arbiters, in relation to the arbitration, the government failure to put in an appeal after they was instructed by senior counsel Deborah Peake, after senior counsel tell the government that the arbiters and we can save the taxpayers of this country. To the last, the government fail, refuse. Stand up and tell us some 2x4 story. How they seek advice and seek this and seek that and seek the other. And put this country straight down. Yeah, man. Kick out your legs. Kick out your legs. Just now I want to ask some questions. And when I don't ask them questions, I want to see if your leg kicking out. Kick out your legs. Put this country to the point of devastation. Close down the refinery to purchase oil from another country. Mash up, destroy everything. And this man still whining and still dining. And people in this country not aware of what is happening. So let me get down to some brass tacks. I want to ask Heritage. I want to ask Michael Kwamena. I want to ask Keith Christopher Rowley, the Prime Minister. I want to ask Stuart Young. If there is an arrangement between this man and Heritage Petroleum, I want to ask for my friend if A&V Oil and Gas Limited is at the stage of finalizing an EPSC contract with Heritage, I want to ask the Prime Ministers, I want to ask Stuart Young, I want to ask Michael Kwamena, I want to ask Heritage, and I want to even ask A&V. If A&V is at the stage of finalizing an EPSC contract with Heritage, I want to ask Heritage, if at this time they are requesting a joint site visit with A&V to the Moruga East Block to determine the repairs required to return the facility to A&V Oil and Gas. Listen to the questions I am asking, you know. I want to ask Heritage. I want to ask Rowley, the Prime Minister, Stuart Young, Michael Kwamena, and the whole Petrotrin board, if there is a list that Heritage Petroleum taken charge of to hand that field to this gentleman. So let me find out if some things here, if what I'm hearing is true, or if what I'm going to read from is true. So let me go. Please be advised that A&V Oil and Gas Limited is at the stage of finalizing an EPSC contract with Heritage. In this regard, I am requesting a joint site visit with A&V to the Moruga East Block to determine the repairs required to return the facility in the condition that they were in when A&V left the field. Let me continue. Additionally, items listed below are for Heritage account. 1. Heritage Petroleum to undertake the electrical upgrade from 33,000 volts to 66,000 volts. 2. Heritage will work with stakeholders for the upgrade/repairs to the Edward Trace and to the bridge between the Moruga East Block and the junction of Edward Trace, Moruga Road. These repairs being critical to the development of the said block. 3. Heritage agrees that all items removed or damaged whilst under Heritage shall be replaced or repaired to acceptable oil field standards. Let me quote the list, we will come back there. 4. Heritage will ensure that the gathering station fire alarm system is up to the standard as met when A&V left the field. 5. A long outstanding TNTEC bill for the field has to be settled urgently by Heritage. A&V is expected to commence operations effective from the 1st of May 2024. As a result, please submit proposal dates as soon as possible so that I can confirm with A and V this is submitted for your attention and responsibility. Heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, all you understand what's taking place here? The field in Moruga, heritage that is under heritage control. The sweet bread here is that heritage is going to cushion the expense to undertake electrical work to upgrade the system from 33,000 volts to 66,000 volts. Taxpayers paying. Heritage will work with the stakeholders to upgrade and to repair the Edward Trace Bridge between Moruga and the East Block, between the junction of Edward Trace and Moruga Road, which is critical to the development of A and V in that area. Addition, Heritage agrees that all items removed or damaged, all that the field is missing to bring it back to 100% capacity, Heritage agrees to utilize taxpayers' money to bring this field back to a place where I consider a gift can be handed into the hands of a financer of the PNM. That is what I consider it to be. So millions of taxpayers' dollars would be spent to upgrade the gathering station. The gathering station is where all the oils from the different wells will come in, where the purchase from the farm out or from the lease operators will the state will do all what they have to do, and they will come and gather and buy and do everything through the gathering station, all the oil and whatever, just as we had before, where we had the reservoir wasn't to the capacity of the amount that the first audit report state, and the well was dry pumping while we were selling oil. Remember all that bacchanal happened? So we are seeing now that Heritage is going to take its responsibility to repair this whole field and bring it on a silver platter to the man who loves Rowley and who loves Stuart Young, and we in this country sitting down and taking that. We sitting down in this country and taking that. We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen all that happened in relation to this same situation. We have seen all that happened in regards to the same situation. We have seen, ladies and gentlemen, millions of taxpayers' dollars gone down the drain because of this affair, this love affair that A&V speaks of, where he willing to go and bathe with Rowley and Stuart Young in the mud. We have seen the whole fiasco with millions of dollars that we spent to pay the arbitrators in this matter. We have seen millions that we spend in relation to the mitigation process. We hire a lawyer here, pay a lawyer there. We pay for advice. The same advice that Rowley and them say they get, which prompted them not to put in an appeal after they were advised by senior counsel They were advised by senior counsel. The senior counsel who did the matter from the beginning went on the national media and tell this country that the arbiters made mistakes in the deliberation and their judgment, and there is a case for us to retrieve the millions that we lost. But yet still the government refused to take the advice from the same senior counsel that the government pay through Petrotrin, which was a state entity. They refused to take the advice. They utilized your money and pay for advice outside of the person who did the matter on behalf of the state, on behalf of Petrotrin. And then they stood up in the parliament and give you some cock and bull story and tell you that we have advised that it will cause us more. But watch what happening here. They're going to prepare that field to maximum capacity out of your money, out of your taxpayer dollar. They're going to build this field as a monument and rest it in the hands of their financier who whining on all you, who the city could burn down, but he jamming still. We ain't no mainstream media talking about this document. We don't hear no press stars talking about this document. We're not hearing or seeing this document published on the Gazette. We're not seeing that. I saw that shameless man on a video a couple of weeks. And referring and spewing a level of filth that cesspool truck will refuse to pick up, about a lady, about a mother, about a woman. And everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Millions of our dollars. Millions of our dollars. Two-edged sword. We get caught both sides. We get caught going and coming. It's like the flaming sword that the scriptures speak of, that guards the Garden of Eden. It cuts on every side. That is what we are experiencing. After all the bacchanal and turmoil that caused us, this country, to lose the milking cow that we call heritage, that almost every politician milk. Today, we're going to pay a bigger price. Because we have some politicians that sleeping. So comfortable with pajamas on. That all this happening right under we nose. What's the date? The 1st of May. The platter supposed to be presented the 1st of May 2024. And we ain't hearing nothing. A matter of fact, that document that reached in my mailbox go on to quote a part that I will not reveal here tonight. But I could tell you this. There is something called the oath of secrecy. I want to ask Stuart Young, Keith Christopher Rowley, the Petrotrin Board, Michael Kwamena, I want to ask them if this document have anything like a oath of secrecy in it. It has some whistleblowers that will continue to blow the whistle, because when you see documents like these things happening right under our nose, and we cannot see nothing from the mainstream media, we cannot hear anything within our parliaments in relation to this platter. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? But no, all you're busy on Facebook to type a pack of dotishness with a few people who demand that an election be called. All you had time for that. But all you had time to mind all your business. All you had time to see how they eating out the country right under your nose. All you had time to see that your future generation going to have to become prostitutes, male and female, by the side of the road to survive. All you ain't seeing that. All you ain't seeing that. All you ain't had time to mind all your business. Because all you fast, all you like other people's business, all you like gossip, all you like to shoo-shoo, all you like parrot, clack, 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 clack. You know when that fowl don't lay here, you come out and you be like, clack, 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 clack. That's what you like. But to mind all your business, to see what is happening to this country, all you ain't had time with that, because everybody have a friend and a partner. That is what this country reached to. Politics now is friend and partner. Politics no longer is about truth. Politics is no longer about decency. Politics is no longer about honesty. Politics is no longer about integrity. It's not about that anymore for all you. That is why these things could happen right under your nose, and all you doesn't have the slightest clue to see what is going on. That is what is happening here today. When is the 1st of May? No, don't tell them. Don't tell them. When is the 1st of May 2024? That is what happening right under all your face. Ask Stuart Young and them if there's an oath of secrecy here. Ask them. Ask them if the big bridge they're going to build for that man to occupy the block, which is of utmost importance, which is of great necessity to access. Ask them how much millions of dollars they're going to spend to bring that field up to par, to hand it to the friends, to the financiers. Ask them. fake oil scandal bust, Rowley was out of the country. Rowley had time to take up a phone and to call the partner bash in San Francisco to ask what this is about. Like Rowley didn't have special branch. Like he didn't have an attorney general. Like he didn't have a minister of energy. Like he didn't have a Petrotrin board. Like he didn't have a Petrotrin chairman. He didn't call none of them. He tell you that he called his friend Bash to ask him what this was about. I tell you, if I was the commissioner of police, I would have had Rowley before the court for misbehavior in public office. But we had a set of commissioner of police who have no fortitude. Long time people just call it stones. No fortitude. So people getting away with murder in this country, robbing the treasury, robbing. Let me tell you something. The bandit on the street rob you with a gun or a knife. Some of these criminals in the parliament rob you with the pen. They rob you with a code of secrecy. They rob you by not filing an appeal to defend your interests. All of us as stakeholders in this country. Every national entity in this country belongs to who? Every ounce of resources that the great God produced here is not Rowley own. It is not Rowley minister own. It is all of us. It is our own. It is your children own. It is your unborn baby own. But you people in this country, you give up your rights. You give up your rights, and you have now became a bunch of talkers. Islam tell you about 3 ways to fight oppression. Islam give you 3 ways to fight oppression. And Islam will tell you that the first and foremost, the strongest and greatest way to fight oppression is to fight it with your hands. What does that mean? That means that you use your body and stand up against it. Islam tell you the second way, which is weaker than the first way, is to talk about it. What does that mean? Every opportunity you condemn, you speak out against the evil. And the third way Islam give you, which is the weakest way of it all, and that is the way that all you practice. Islam said the weakest way is to just bear it in mind. You don't fight about it, you don't talk about it, you just bear it in your mind. And that is what this country has reduced itself to be. A bunch of weak people. A bunch of weak people who would not even just stand up, simply stand up and say, what is right is right. An election is due, call it. Weak people. The government doing what they want. All kind of sweetheart deals going on with your money. And all you intend to do is to bear it in mind and text on Facebook. A bunch of weak people. Just imagine. You so weak. You so weak, man, that you shame to call yourself dear. That is how weak you people are in this country. Wouldn't stand up for nothing. A silver platter. Millions of your future. Friend and partner benefiting. Friend and partner getting. Friend and partner spending. And oh man, you so weak. You just rather bear all these things in your mind and will not stand up and do nothing to make this country a better place. And then you want to condemn me? How dare you want to condemn me? I stand and fight it alone, if so be the case. I have no fear to fight. We have our young men and women being murdered on the streets. We have our babies dying in the hospital. We have our senior citizens punishing every month. And we so weak. We so timid. We so stereotype. We so PNM-ish. And we so UNC-ish. That we will not stand up at no time and say when you're wrong, you're wrong. And when you're right, you're right. Because everybody want to hold on and suck somebody's finger. Everybody want to hold on and suck somebody's finger for a benefit. Well, let me tell you people something. Nobody finger ain't clean enough for Victor Roberts to suck. I will stand and I will do the three things that Islam asks one should do. I am going to do it simultaneously. I'm going to fight it with my hands while I talk about it, and I'm going to bear it in my mind to know that I have to fight it. If you miss it, let me get you again. I am going to do the three simultaneous. I am going to fight it with my hands. I will speak about it, and what I'm going to bear in my mind is that I have to fight and I have to speak. That is what I bear in my mind. I bear that I had to fight and I had to speak. And that is what I will do. We cannot allow the future of this country to be robbed and raped by a few while we do nothing. Young people, wake up in this country. Wake up. While they're killing each other in this country. The bandits in the parliament eating lamb, ham, and then jam. That is what they're doing. They're eating ham, lamb, and then jam. While you kill yourself on the street, and you call yourself 4 and 5, and 6 and 7, and 8 and 9, and resistance, while you call yourself that, these people in the parliament, they don't have time with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or resistance. They have time with millions. That is how they call themselves. They call themselves millionaires. Offer your dollar, offer your children dollar, out of your grandchildren dollar. They call themselves millionaires, billionaires, out of the resources of your country. And you know how they do it? They fix the friend, the partner, and they collect it back in the back door. They collecting it deep in the back door. Heavy. Cashy. While we kill each other on the streets. While we fight for cent and penny. And we fight for our gold chain. They bidding in millions of dollars. And you know what they do? They leave us to kill each other. And they laugh and they jam and they whine. Because they have all the special branch. And they have all the special forces. And they have all the protection. The children in school. Everybody protected. Out of your dollar. Out of your taxpayer dollar. But we kill each other on the streets. We want to teach how to disrespect. We want to teach how to disregard. We want to teach how to dismiss. Well, they're dismissing enough people on the side of the road every day. And they're disregarding everybody's life. So nobody do have to advise them to disrespect now. All that is already happening. One man dismissing all you. One man disregarding all you. One man disrespecting all you. And you know what they're doing? Play the clip, Archie. Play the clip.
And those who seek to disunite us, dismiss.
This one is that. This is for Dr. T. Crowley. And the useful and spectacle support. We call it. I celebrated.
Wine on the bridge in Moruga. Show them how to wine.
So I just gave my love it.
Wine on the 33,000 to 66,000 voltage. Wine on them. Wine on them by the reservoir, and all the facility is being upgraded to first class. Wine on them. Wine on, jam them hard. You ain't whining good there, no? Wine properly. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Wine on them. And we sit down, take him off the stream, actually. Disrespectful. I can't even say human being, whatever he may be. And we taking that. We enjoying that, you know. We enjoying that. That is what we taking. But we want to fight and kill each other for the right thing. Don't fight and kill me for the right thing. I can't say what I want to say because they'll say, oh, what's inciting violence? I can't even tell you nothing because they go and say, hey, lock him up. Incitement. But all you're killing the wrong people in this country, boy. All you're killing the wrong people in this country. The wrong people all you're killing. While others trying to kill every boy and girl, we getting murdered right in the parliament. They murdering we right in the parliament. We taxpayer dollar, we children dollar. We babies. Everybody dying. But you know who is dying? The wicked, evil bunch of politicians. Some of them. Some of them. That is where we in this country. So I want to let you pay attention to what is happening as we wrap up here now. We're wrapping up. Don't frighten. I know I don't pass with time. All that is going on in that block in Moruga, Catskill block. With all your money, all you try to mind all your business with that. Talk about it. Are they afraid to go and fight it? Talk about it. Because it seems as though that the next place I have to go with a massive protest is by the Ministry of Energy. It seems I might have to go there. That is where it looked like I had to go. Like I had to go there and sit down. I had to go there and carry my 10 by 10 tent. I had to carry my crack and my pot. Because this injustice, Victor Roberts not taking that. I gone.
They don't smile and they never will. Only volunteers get the fill. Empty promises is what they hear. No running water from year to year. Hearts that no one desire. That if there is a Messiah, someday he hear their whispered prayer. Covered always bare and scanty. 10 people in a one-bedroom shanty. Forced to sell on the pavement. No vacancy, no employment. Cattle fire cracker from gunshot. Blood does flow when things get hot. Afraid to look out the window to hear voices from the ghetto.